One of the greatest fears at the World Health Organization is that SARS could spread to Africa, where 1 million people each year are already dying from a much more familiar disease, malaria. A new report released on Friday to coincide with Africa Malaria Day says the death toll on the continent remains outrageously high. Experts say malaria is tightening its grip right across Africa. They say a child now dies from the disease every 30 seconds. The number of cases has quadrupled in the past 20 years. That's partly because many anti-malarial drugs have become less effective. B12 reports from Lagos in Nigeria on the malaria crisis there.
In the slums of Lagos, basic services have broken down and mosquitoes breed in every gutter. In this city, government is too weak and people are too poor to improve the environment. The results are fatal.
If you want to see why malaria is a disease of poverty, this is a pretty good place to come. People living in dirty, crowded conditions, surrounded by stagnant water. Ideal for mosquitoes and malaria.
Musibao's sister-in-law died earlier this month. She had malaria and didn't get to hospital in time.
People get malaria.
He says people here have learned to live with the disease. They usually treat it with headache pills. It's hard for anyone to escape, but it's the young and the old who are most at risk. Iroku is in her late 60s. Malaria has left her weak and disorientated.
But generally you feel well in yourself.
Dr. Omitosho runs this clinic. He knows that malaria is preventable and treatable. But in Africa, the right treatment is often not available. And because malaria is so concentrated here, it receives little attention from richer countries.
When things affect people who are seen to be less productive, I'm sorry to say, probably of less consequence, it's difficult for people to focus attention and give them something.
Lagos and Nigeria are not places where you will find reliable statistics, but the evidence suggests that malaria is spreading, and it's the same story in much of Africa. The irony is that malaria helps to keep this continent poor by draining the spirit and energy of its people. Barnaby Phillips, BBC News, Lagos.